Welcome back to Good Day Columbia. Time now is 7:14, and folks, pretty soon WACH FOX is putting on the South Carolina Veterans Expo. This expo is a way to connect and honor all of our veterans. Please join us Saturday, May 9th at the South Carolina State Fairgrounds. There will be plenty of resources for vets and their families. The guest speaker for the day will be Kevin Schwedo, the Executive Director of the South Carolina DMV. Now, he previously served as the Deputy Commanding General at Fort Jackson. This expo is presented by the Jeff Coat firm. In preparation for the event, we're highlighting veterans across the state. Joining us now is Sergeant First Class Brian Jones with the South Carolina Army National Guard. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So let's begin with this. In the military, when was it the moment that you realized, okay, you know what, I want to be a soldier?
It took a while. So in high school, I had a guy that went to church with me. He was in the National Guard. He was an E8, and I remember every time I got a chance to see him on Sunday, he would always ask me, "Hey, when are you going to join the Guard?" I shied away from it for a while. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to go to college. It wasn't until my junior year here at USC, when I was getting my bachelor's degree in business administration, that I decided, you know what, it's time to be part of something bigger than me. Let's join. Let's do it. Obviously, there's some benefits of joining the Guard that's helped me my time at USC, getting school paid for, but
that's a plus.
hey, it helps definitely with the money, make that money stretch. But at the end of the day, I knew that what I wanted to do, it was just a matter of taking that time to commit to it and actually putting pen to paper and make it happen.
So throughout your time in service, did you ever deploy?
I did, sir. I've gone to Afghanistan twice. Went in 2007. My senior year of college, I actually volunteered to go to Afghanistan with my guys, something I didn't know if I'd ever get a chance to do it again. I was in the infantry, so, you know, weapons and tactics, things like that. So it was a great opportunity, great experience. Obviously, there's some goods and bads when it comes to stuff like that, but went back to Afghanistan in 2012. I've gone to Japan for extreme cold weather training. I've gone to Saudi Arabia as a joint operation with the Saudi Army. So, yeah, did a couple of different things.
And different things adding into your tool set there, helping you out. So with the Army National Guard, how did it help you transition into civilian life? Because I know many of you all are getting the best of both worlds in a sense.
Yes, sir. That's a great question. So being in the National Guard is 1 weekend a month and, you know, 2 weeks in the summer for me to do annual training. After completing basic training and my job training, it was just that part-time service, right? And that's really what attracted me to the Guard when I was in college, so that I can focus on get my education first, get a you know, foundation for what my future is going to look like, and then you know, I've had several different experiences in the community with employment. I've worked at, you know, Target as an executive team leader for 5 years. Worked at Aflac doing business-to-business sales. So, you know, all that time that I spent in the military through training, through deployments, and all kind of helped, you know, build and grow my skill sets to, you know, translate that into civilian work.
And what has it been like over the years as you all continue to recruit and bring more people in? What are you hearing from those that want to be part of something bigger like this?
It's, you know, it's kind of echoing what the reason why I wanted to join. You know, they all want to be part of something. The people that want to join want to be part of something to make a difference, right? And in the Guard specifically, you know, we're here to help, you know, the state of South Carolina, you know, protecting with the natural disasters and all those things. But the opportunity to travel and go outside of the U.S. and do some things too. Obviously, the education benefits help, right? Like it did for me. Since I had that experience at USC, I'm recruiting right here at USC now. So in the ROTC program, there's a lot of students there that their intent is to be full-time or you know, National Guard when they graduate. So getting some of the benefits the Guard has to offer, some of the training, building, you know, what they want for their future.
So for you, over a decade in service, what stands out the most for you? Was there a particular assignment or an event that you remember?
I would say Japan, only because it seems like a really cool place to go to, and it was, but it was really cold and miserable, right? And I'm not a cold weather person. That's why I live in South Carolina, right? But you know, I think mostly I would look at my time in recruiting has meant the most to me, right? That's the assignment that I would say has been the most impactful in my life. Money is money. You can make money wherever you go, but knowing that you're making a difference in other people's lives and helping them save money or setting their foundation for their future, giving them the experiences like what I had, I think that's something to build on.
And speak to our viewers for the final question as it relates to veterans. Many times people hear there's different resources, there's here, but many of you all need help for a lot of things. Speak to people to let them understand that you all have sacrificed a lot.
Yeah, you know, it sounds cliche when people say, hey, you know, thank a veteran when you see them out in public. That really goes a long way. You know, you don't know what, you know, this person or that person is going through. Everybody's experiences are different. You don't know the trauma that other people have faced. Talking to Colonel Milligan this morning before coming in here, we were talking about that very thing, you know, that there's so many people that serve. And everybody's experiences are different, but until you have those conversations and peel that onion back layer by layer to kind of figure out what's going on in people's lives, ask a veteran, you know, do you mind sharing some of your experiences? You know, some people just want to talk to people and let them know what they went through. Times are different now than they were when they served, right? We all have different experiences, but at the end of the day, you know, they raise their right hand and sacrifice to serve this country and the state if they're in the Guard, you know. Absolutely, so at the end of the day, they're you know, value the veterans and what they've gone through.
Sergeant First Class Brian Jones with the South Carolina Army National Guard. Thank you for your service and thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Everybody, don't forget the South Carolina Veterans Expo, brought to you by WACH FOX, taking place Saturday, May 9th at the South Carolina State Fairgrounds. This is presented by the Jeffcoat Law Firm. It begins at 11 a.m. We hope to see you there. Coming up after the break, a look at your forecast. Taylor will let you know how long it will rain today. Stay with us.